Look what just came into my shop. Look at them beauties. That is a 175-pound transformer, and I have 3 of them. 2 more in there, 1 there. Not to mention this big bad boy right here. This thing's a 400 or 500-pound transformer. We're gonna be turning them, but that's not what this show is about. Today's show is about sump pumps. All right, so in today's video, we're gonna be scrapping out sump pumps. Now, I have 3 of them, and it's kind of ironic because the green one was a drop-off. It was given to me, it was free. And then the other 2, about 3 or 4 days later, I ended up pulling out of my, what I call my honey hole, where I had to buy them. So these are 10 cents a pound. So we got a 1/2 horsepower, a 3/4 horsepower, and a 1/2 horsepower. So let's go ahead and weigh these up and see how much it cost us. All right, I got the scales all set up to weigh these sump pumps out here. When you're breaking down sump pumps, it's probably best not to think about where they came from. Might gross you out a little bit, but the thing is, think about the copper that you could possibly get out of it. Hopefully they're copper, hopefully they're not aluminum. Let's go ahead and weigh them up. Just wear yourself a pair of gloves and make sure you wash your hands afterwards. All right, so our scale is at 0. We'll weigh this green one up. This one was free. That green one weighs 28.2 pounds. This red one weighs 36.45 pounds. And the black one, this is a 3/4 horse. It's very light. That one weighs 22.75 pounds. That one might be aluminum. It just feels light. Now we'll find out. All right, let's find out how much we paid for these. All right, so we're gonna scrap these out here. The green one obviously didn't cost us anything. It was free, it was a drop off. The red one weighed 36.45 pounds. At 10 cents a pound, it's $3.65. And the black one weighed 22.75 pounds. At a dime is $2.28. All right, let's just start with the green one here. Let's tear this one apart. All right, so when you're gonna break these sump pumps down, you wanna make sure you have a tub because you're gonna get oil out of these things. They're kind of like a sealed unit that you pull out of an air conditioning system, I guess. So let's go ahead and start by getting this extension cord off of here. So we should get some, obviously, extension cord. We should get some steel, maybe a little bit of aluminum from the casing, and copper, hopefully copper. All right, we'll set that aside there. So I like to take all the nuts and bolts out first, off the top. Some containers here. All right. That wouldn't be too bad. All right. All right, so these bolts down here, this is where you're gonna get your oil leaking at. All right, and here's our stator. Let's check that out and see if it's copper. Oh yeah, copper. All right. It's always good to have a copper stator. All right, so yeah, this can be messy. You get these bolts out of the bottom of here. Each one's a little different. Get all the bolts. Yeah, looks like it. It's just sealed up pretty good here. Just gotta get in there and work it. Yeah, I forgot that screw right there. That was all the trouble. All right, this is just plastic. All right, let's go ahead and tear this black one apart. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is copper. So the second one here is copper. That's good. That's a good thing. All right, let's go ahead and get this last one done here, and then we'll see where we're at after I get this taken apart. Okay, so I managed to get all these broke down here. Here's the green one. That was the first one we did. We end up with that pile right there is just plastic. And then we got some wire, the stator, and then the shred. Here's the black one that we did. It's got a pile of wire there, copper stator. That's all plastic. That's aluminum, and that's the shred. I'm guessing that's why this one was so light, because it was all aluminum. And here is the final one that we did. We got a little bit of aluminum there, just a little bit of trash, some wire, and that's all shred right there, and then a copper stator. So, okay, so I'm going to break these stators down, and then we're going to weigh everything up, see what kind of money we're going to make off of this. Okay, so we are completely done with these sump pumps here. I got all the stators broke down. Those are the amounts of copper we got them. So let's go ahead and weigh this up here. So we end up with some wire, with some shred, some copper, and that's plastic. So that's just trash. And then on these other two, we had a little bit of aluminum included with these here. So let's go ahead and start with this in here. We'll just weigh this wire up. Got my scale at 0. And we come up with 0.6 pounds of wire. And we'll weigh this copper up here. I know this tub weighs 2/10, so we're going to take 2/10 off. So 1.4 pounds of copper. Number 2 copper. Unfortunately, in my area, the price of copper went down from $4.06 to $3.75. And then we'll weigh this little bit of shred right here. And we come up with 23.3. All right, so let's go with the red one here. We got a little bit of wire. $1.6 pounds. All right, and we'll weigh the copper here, and I'm going to tear this out. Say 2/10 for this blue tub here. And 1.4 pounds of copper. Then we got the shred. There's quite a bit of shred here. Let's see if we can fit it all on here. And that comes up to 31.45 pounds of shred for that red pump. And a little bit of aluminum here. Let's go ahead and tear that out. 0.4 pounds of aluminum. And the black one here. Let's weigh this one up here. We'll get the wire here. We'll come up with 1.6 pounds of wire. And we're going to do the copper here. Put this tub on there and tear that out. We got 1.05 pounds of copper. And we'll do the shred here. That comes to 13.4 for the shred. And we've got a little bit of aluminum here. So the aluminum, and that weighs 3.3. So let me go ahead and calculate all these numbers for the scrap and the copper and the aluminum. And I'll get back with you. Okay, I got our final numbers here for these pumps here. The green one there, let's just go over this real quick. 28.2 pounds. The cost was nothing. Out of the wire, we had 0.6 pounds at $1.25 for 75 cents. The copper, 1.4 pounds at $3.75 for $5.25. And the shred, 23.3 at 6 cents a pound, or $120 a ton. Comes to $1.40 for a total of $7.40. So then the red one come in at 36.45 pounds, and that cost us $3.65. So Out of that, we got 1.6 pounds of wire at $1.25 for $2. Copper, 1.4 pounds at $3.75 for $5.25. Shred was 31.45 pounds at 6 cents at $1 for $1.89. The aluminum, we had 0.4 pounds at 55 cents for 22 cents, and a total of $9.36. And the black one we had coming in at 22.75 pounds, and it cost us $2.28. We had 1.6 pounds of wire at $1.25. That was $2. We only had 1.05 pounds of copper at $3.75 for $3.94, and the shred come in at 13.4 pounds at 6 cents a pound for 80 cents, and the aluminum, we had 3.3 pounds at 55 cents for $1.82, and that come in for a total of $8.56. So if you add up all the totals here, total cost was $5.93, and the total revenue was $25.32. So not too bad, other than these things are a mess. They're full of oil. I had to throw away the pair of gloves I had. They just got too coated with oil. Are they worth it? That's a judgment call on your part. For me, I guess, would I do it again? I guess I would. That being said, and I know in our area, like I mentioned before, the price of copper went down. Last week, if I'd have taken these in at $4.06 a pound, it would have been a difference of about $1.20. So not too bad. So we're at $3.75 now. So that's all I got for you on this video, but I just want to remind you, stay tuned for the next video when we tear these bad boys apart. These things are loaded with copper, and they're heavy, so we're going to have fun with those. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and we got to get our scrap to the scrap yard so we can get paid before the prices go down even more. So thanks for watching.